It's like Christmas Day. There is no shortage of cool little gadgets and inventions out there. Something can seem cool on paper, but not be that helpful in execution. So I'm testing out a series of products today. I'm gonna go hunt some down, figure out some cool gadgets that we can use around the house. I'm looking for like unique home devices. Kind of like as seen on TV, a little gimmicky maybe. Look, it's a little cotton candy maker. That's so cool. A popcorn maker. This is like at the state fair. You're making a lot of popcorn in that. I need this. It is not a gadget. It's not a helpful home gadget. But the fact that they would hide this in a random corner of Target. The episode is now about my favorite toys. Is it just me or are things heating up out there? To really cool things down, is this the upgrade you need to that traditional fan? Before you touch that thermostat and cool down the whole house, maybe something like this is exactly what you need. As seen on TV device. What serendipity. It's Arctic Cool Zone, cool down, energy efficient. How cold will this get? Let's try it out, why not? Let's open this baby up. So chill, so cool. All the Clueless references, that's so chill. I've seen ads for this before and seen it on shelves, and I'm kind of impressed. It's really compact and like a really nice design. So this is basically a personal or small space air conditioning unit. It uses evaporative cooling just like a larger swamp cooler would use. This is gonna be practical for all around the home, and it says even offices, bathrooms, so just anywhere where you are, where you want a little bit cooler air. All you really need to make this work is a little bit of water and a plug-in. So this does come with a wall plug-in to provide power, but I wanted to test if I could use it with a battery pack, especially if I wanted this to be a little bit more portable or take with me into the garage. And it seems to work just fine, pulling power from a good quality battery pack. Let's get this set up and see exactly how it works. For best results, you will need access to some cold water, some ice cubes, and it does suggest that you put the cartridge in the freezer. You wet it, freeze it to get the coldest air possible. It's not very large, so probably only needs like 20-30 minutes in the freezer to get cold enough. We got drippage, add in our water. Since water is what makes this function properly, you'll want to keep an eye on the water level and refill as needed. And there we go. Easy clear button operation. Spraying a fine mist of water out. It feels chilly. This isn't meant to cool down an entire room. It's supposed to be a personal cooler, so it's cooling yourself down in your personal space. So you'll want to direct it towards you. The mist! Be aware that this does produce quite a bit of moisture, so you want to make sure it's not pointing directly at anything that shouldn't get a little wet. Although it evaporates and dries very quickly. Just a quick test on random surfaces, but I just want to check the temperature. So this is the regular fan. Now let's check this unit. That's a pretty significant temperature difference between a traditional fan and this. This was reading about 68 degrees. Well, this was reading about 56 degrees. This is much colder than your average fan. And I feel like the design is really nice and sleek. It also comes with some mood enhancing colors. One thing you do want to be aware of with this unit is you will need to clean the filter cartridge between uses. That's what I would recommend. And it'll eventually need to be replaced. I think they recommend every 1 to 2 months, depending on how much you use it. Now, evaporative cooling is gonna work best in drier climates with lower humidity. Higher humidity, you'll see less results and less effects from the evaporative cooling. Well, it's easy to pass up a product like this because it looks cheap and gimmicky. I'll say outside of the box, it looks great and it functions really well. If a personal fan isn't cutting it for you, maybe look into something like this. It's small, compact, and really effective. I like options like this too that can help you save on energy costs. It's always my recommendation, instead of focus on cooling your entire home, focus on the areas that you're actually spending time in, and a solution like this can keep you nice and cool and comfortable during those hot months. If you were like, you have to be locked in a building for 2 weeks, what building do you get locked in? I'd be like a Walmart, clearly, because like you could survive for years in here. They have so much random stuff. Let's see that Mr. Beast video. I was locked in a Walmart blissfully for about 4 months and had a great time. Oh, this is a comfort grip can opener. Okay, haven't really seen that design before. It's nice for people without dexterity. This little guy, this seems promising. This is a noodle skillet. It's a tiny skillet. Does that not seem insane? This is the bargain of a lifetime. A little cooker, under $10. I couldn't pass up trying this out because it was only about $9. And I love the slogan on it. Small bites, big yum. You got me with that one. So let's see, I've never seen such a small cooker before. And apparently it's very versatile. There's always a manual, always read that manual. That must be the little skillet. Got a lid and the heating pad. Not really complicated, pretty straightforward. So really not a lot of bells and whistles here. It's just a small cooker. This is actually designed to use with the skillet pan and just the cooking surface itself. So the lid fits on both. This, of course, will give you a little bit more volume. The one thing I saw in here is you can make one individual burger patty in this, which I thought this is a clever way to just quickly cook a burger, flip it over, put the lid back on, cook it, and you're good. And that made a nice crispy patty. Now let's do our egg. Now that's some breakfast. Doing a little Iron Chef here in the kitchen because I don't know what this actually will work for. So I'm experimenting, looking at the ingredients I have at home and seeing if it works in this thing. Since there aren't any temperature settings, this is something you do want to keep a close eye on. It tends to cook really quickly. So this isn't for slow cooking methods. This is for stuff you want to sear quickly. In the small surface area, you may find it hard to use larger tools. So you might want to use smaller tools. Might give you a little bit more dexterity and flexibility. Basically just a tiny electric skillet bubbling away. Look at that. Not that this is really the purpose, but this may be good if you're looking to reduce portion sizes. A smaller vessel might force you to make smaller amounts of food. I feel like a tiny skillet deserves a tiny serving vessel. So this is a non-stick surface, so you definitely want to be careful with the tools you're using. So I would stick to silicone or even wood if you have it. I always say every device is perfect for somebody. So if a small cooker, a low profile, easy to use way of heating up food is right for you, this may be it. Now I'm not gonna test it today, but what's curious is that I think you can make something like pancakes in here. This may be perfect for the perfect sized little pancake. Make a few at a time. Use some frozen veggies or leftover chopped up veggies you have. Mix that in with your egg, and this could be the perfect quick egg breakfast, and this is so easy to clean. For me, my minor gripe is I wish this was just slightly bigger. I like the small compact size, but I feel like an inch or two bigger would be the perfect size. Is this the most gourmet meal I've ever prepared? No. Is it nice as an experiment? Yeah. Ooh, super wow. I should put this in front of that air cooler. So many mini recipes I want to test. Looks like I caught Target on inventory day. It says do not inventory on everything. But these Ninja Foodie grills, the indoor grills, these have me definitely fascinated. They get hot enough to like grill your stuff inside. I'm really a fan of the Ninja line there's a lot going on with this. Keeps your food warm for perfect entertainment. It's insane. Food station, smokeless grill and air fryer in one. How much are you? 120? Yeah, pricey. But I guess if you use it a lot, 120 is not bad. All right, moving on. Looking for more practical small devices. Smart goggles. It looks so cool. I'm just getting distracted by everything here. I've never seen this before. It's a vent and duct cleaner for your car. Am I just randomly picking up everything I see? Yes, because that's what we're doing today. When it comes to car care, you gotta think about outside clean and inside clean. If you find there's a musty, stale aroma in your car, it might be your vents. What can happen, especially if you're running your air conditioning a lot, is moisture can accumulate in your vent system. That can lead to mold and mildew growth. And over time, that produces a bad odor in your car. So it's time to clean up those vents. This product is designed to neutralize odors through your air system. With any product or kit, I like to read those directions a couple times just so I'm really familiar about what to do. For this particular product, I need to set my fan inside to high. I've rolled down all the windows so it can vent out. Then I'm gonna spray this into my intake on the front. Usually it's located underneath the windshield, but yours might be actually underneath the hood. And then before I spray the inside vents, I'm gonna just turn the fans off, and a little bit of the spray goes into each vent. When's the last time you looked at your vents? And also your vents across the top. This is a good time to wipe off your dash and clean those vents. They can get really dusty. Look at that. Clean that touchscreen. My goodness, it was filthy. Should go over the other side, but you know, traditionally you're not cleaning your car with a camera in your way. Oh, there's dust and dirt everywhere. It's a good time to clean things up. And don't forget that your car has a cabin air filter. Mine's located in the glove compartment. Yours may be somewhere else, so just double check your manual, but that needs to be replaced pretty regularly for fresh, clean air out of your car. Oh, mine needs to be replaced. How disgusting. Last step is just let those vents run on high for the required amount of time. Let everything air out and clean up. There's something about the Drew Barrymore line of products. The design is just so great. Can't vouch for the quality, but I'm sure it's good stuff.
Yeah, I vouch for it. Because I've had this for a few months. It's excellent.
We don't reference him often, but Breed behind the camera vouches for the Drew Barrymore line. Oh, look at this. She's got a beautiful kettle. Drew Barrymore, if you're watching, if you're out there, send us everything. We'll review it. We'll love it. There she is. What is she promoting this time? Walmart puts the Drew Barrymore stuff like all over the store. Randomly, there's a water purifier. Thanks, Drew. The Pioneer Woman and Drew Barrymore are battling it out at Walmart. Back in the day, they used to have like a claymation where celebrities fought each other. Now I kind of want to see Drew Barrymore versus Pioneer Woman appliance showdown. Who has the best toaster? Who has the best coffee maker? Whatever they're making. I usually put my coffee in an insulated mug just to keep it warm and toasty. If you're somebody who's constantly microwaving a cup of coffee before you finish it, this may be for you. Especially if you're taking time to make a good cup of coffee with nice fresh roasted beans, you don't want to microwave it. It actually ruins the flavor. Keeping it warm is the key. Self-heating up to 2 hours. I mean, a way to keep coffee hot. Charging coaster. I just love how we're putting batteries and charging everything in our life. I was pretty excited when I saw this because this was a more affordable store version of an electronic heated mug. It's like Christmas Day. Ooh, it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. It's white and coffee. Let's see how that holds up. Ooh, the inside's white too. We may have a future cleaning video on our hands. Insulated mugs, of course, will slowly lower in temperature over time. While that may provide hours of a hot beverage, it may not be long enough for you. An electronic mug is gonna be great if you're looking for a hot, fresh, consistent temperature over time, so you really don't have to worry about your drink going cold. And also, whether you're brewing fresh at home or getting coffee on the go, you can transfer it to this mug to keep it at the perfect temperature. So this is pretty clever. It is a coaster pad that you plug in, it charges up and heats your mug. I love it when a product gives you a long cord. This is something you can like plug in the wall, and then if you have a side table by your couch, you can keep this little coaster plugged in right where you need it. All right, gonna do a quick peruse of the instructions to make sure I'm doing everything right, and we'll be right back. Walmart had the mug I got, but $130 for this. The other mug I got was $100 less than that almost. I'm sure these are really great quality. Quite the price point on that item. Ooh, but I do love this one. The travel mug. Ooh, okay. Christmas is a ways away, but this, I would be super into this. And it comes with an app. That's why it's so pricey. You got an app to control your coffee thermos. We are in the future. My French press is almost finished brewing. Perfect timing. So I've had it on the little coaster, got my coffee in there. The indicators on this are really helpful too. So even if your coffee's a little cold and you pour it into this mug, it should help heat it up a little bit. It's not meant to brew or cook your coffee, but it can help warm it back up and regulate the temperature. That's pretty cool. I also like that it comes with a lid for on-the-go use. With a self-heating electronic mug, you can find many different varieties at many different price points. This is a more affordable version that I thought I would try out, see how I like it before I invest in a much more expensive model. This is a great thing to do with any product. Try a more affordable version, and if you really like it and enjoy it, maybe you can upgrade to a more premium version. But also sometimes a more value option is perfect. Now I will say, to resist stains in just about any coffee mug, when you're done with it, I would give it a quick rinse so that coffee's not sitting in there and staining the surface. Technology in a mug, what's next? It's also keeping my hands warm, it's nice. Back in the saddle, reading some of your comments, and I'm so excited to see what you have to say. A fun little nifty object I tested recently is battery adapters. So these adapters take different size batteries and like scale them up. Comment tinfoil, there you go. Stupid, but it works. So I did see this. You can use a smaller battery, you can use a different battery, you just fill the gap with some tinfoil. Your mileage may vary. I'm sure it'll work in a pinch, but it's definitely not the solution that you wanna use long term. So this comment say they used to sell a battery organizer that mounted on the wall. These were great, but turns out they were all huge fire hazards. Martha Stewart used to say to store batteries in the fridge. Yeah, so you don't store batteries in the fridge. I just covered a tip recently about that actually too. In that video I asked, what do you do to store your batteries? And I got repeat comments. I use a storage container known as the Battery Daddy. We got a lot of daddy products, a Scrub Daddy, now the Battery Daddy, Reef Mimic, Battery Daddy, you won't regret it. It seems like the Battery Daddy is one of them. I might have to check this Battery Daddy out. This can hold a lot of batteries. In the past, I suggested different ways how to keep your batteries organized. But this seems to be a popular all-in-one solution. They have it. Battery Daddy spotted in the wild. We are picking this up for sure. I mean, it's a pretty simple device. Not many bells and whistles, just a battery briefcase. Seems pretty sturdy. I do enjoy that. and some extra storage on the back because AA's, AAA's are usually the most popular batteries. I think one cool, handy feature is it comes with a battery tester. That's a really unique addition. These have never been used before, so I'm guessing this will say good. You in there correctly? Because you're not saying you're charged. Maybe this is a dead battery. Let's try another one because it's not registering as anything. I know these are new. Here we go. So the battery tester doesn't seem to be foolproof. It's a brand new battery. It should be reading as good, but nothing's coming up. Okay, so the 9-volt worked. Just not able to get the AA to work. Unfortunately, from my experience, the battery tester is not working. At least it's simple enough to use. You just load it up with all your batteries. Of course, if you use rechargeable batteries, this will work for all your extras as well. It's a great way to just gather up all the batteries around the house and put them all in one place. Although, if you've been watching Problem Solved, your batteries should be organized already, right? I have these battery adapters that I can just slot in too. That's handy. And a little compartment for extra watch batteries, maybe smaller batteries. I have a pack of Duracells that I found in a drawer. Those are gonna go in. Here's a handy trick I wanted to share for a pack of batteries. There's a trick that if you wanna seal this back, you just fold this down and then put this inside this slot. It does work to keep your batteries. But we have the battery daddy, so no need to do that. Be sure you lock it before you turn it. These aren't going anywhere. I just love that I can put my adapters in here. Maybe I do just need to get more AAA's and then I can use more of these. Nice and tidy. It's a little heavy. Batteries are hefty. This is a pretty shallow drawer and it fits perfectly in there. I wish that this had a few more 9-volt slots. Now, typically you wouldn't have a ton of those at home, but I clearly have extra and 4 just doesn't seem like enough. Especially when you can, put like 100 AA batteries in here? I also wish that this little compartment for extra small batteries was just slightly bigger too. This is a great solution for storing and organizing your batteries, and there's room to grow. But I don't think you need that many batteries, right? So the camping outdoor section is usually a treasure trove of cool products, so I'm trying it out. Like a pivoting spoon. Freeze-dried ice cream sandwich? I've got to try this. I used to love astronaut ice cream. This is a fun find. We're not camping, we're just gonna try it out. You know when the ice cream truck would come along, you hear that noise out on the street and you run out to the ice cream truck? I would always get one of these traditional ice cream sandwiches. Little nostalgia, little reminiscing. It's even wrapped up in the paper, just like a real sandwich. It looks like a real ice cream sandwich, so it's a little crumbly. It feels like air. Oh, I cheated, I already had a bite. This tastes exactly like the traditional ice cream sandwich. It just won't, it's not cold, it doesn't melt. This must have been a real ice cream sandwich that they freeze dried. How do they make this? I couldn't wait to take a bite. Manufactured in Oregon, freeze dried. Nice. It tastes kind of more like a cookie than it does an ice cream sandwich, and clearly you're not getting like the cold, the chill. But I wonder if I put this in the freezer for a little bit, you know, it would be cold. It'd be crunchy, but at least it would be cold, not room temperature. That could be fun. I think the only thing that would be better, you know the other version of these, the Neapolitan ones, where it's chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry? It's the best of all worlds, and that's the only upgrade you can really make to this. But this is fantastic. So fun. What a unique, interesting treat. I'm glad you can't smell what I'm smelling. I created this mess, and let's clean it up. One thing that may help cleaning up dishes be a little easier is a food scraper. So I saw this and thought it was cool. It's a dish scraper. I did a video where you just use your regular like rubber spatula to scrape your dishes off versus rinsing them off. But they make a dish scraper. I thought this was genius. I like this design because there's a soft, flexible side and a harder scraping side. Growing up, my family had Pampered Chef. What usually came in some of the boxes was a little scraper, so you could scrape out the stoneware stuff that they had. So this is a very similar thing. You can just pick it up from the regular grocery store. It's so handy to just scrape off. Now this is really stuck on, so you may need the assistance of a little water. The scraper always being so handy for casserole dishes, skillets, to get all that stuck on stuff off without damaging it. Now this may need to soak for a minute. Really cooked it on there. If you're looking to save a little bit of water when you're clearing dishes, that's where the soft squeegee side comes in, because you can scrape away a majority of whatever that excess liquid and food is with that soft-sided squeegee. You can do that right over your compost bin, your trash can, or right in your sink. A food scraper is gonna be great because you won't gunk up your sponge. You can clear away all that food debris with this, and then scrub it clean with some soap with this. And unlike a sponge, you just need to clean, rinse this off, and keep using it and using it over and over again. Now all that gunk's not on your sponge. All that gunk inside your trunk. I'm gonna get that gunk off. So while you can just use your normal spatula as a dish squeegee, I think having a tool like this is extra handy. I also like these holes. If you add a small hook underneath your cabinet, you can just hook this on and it's there, ready to grab and scrape away. And this version says it's dishwasher safe on the top rack, so when I run a cycle, I'll just throw it in.
When your cookies burn
Ew.
and your oven is a mess, don't you worry, friend, the fix is effortless.
The magic potion.
I'm the problem solver, I got all the tricks all around the house, just watch me fix.
Just a little sweater haircut.
The problem solver.
So
Problem
easy.
solved. If your stain is tricky, I'll get it resolved.
Way better.
From the kitchen to the bathroom, you know who to call. Cleaning tips and cooking tricks, I'll solve it all.
Ta-da!
Problem solved.